Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Seth Book Discussion. We are on QA session, currently reading consciousness and reincarnation topic. Even this is very interesting topic where the author is mentioning about oversoul and the reincarnation, and certain parts he's touching about karma as well. So let us begin with this session with a question which I want to know: what is oversoul? So whoever want to go first, please go ahead.
Definitely Saxena, sir.
No, I have no knowledge of this subject, sir.
Okay.
I do
Then
not.
I'll take.
Yes, please.
Okay. See, the answer can be driven from thinking and destiny.
What's the question? I missed it. What's the question?
Kirti,
What is oversoul? Or
Okay.
who is oversoul? Yeah.
anticipating such a question, I just created one slide. With the permission of the forum, I would probably want to share that.
Yeah, please go
so
ahead,
that
sir.
we are able to create a sort of a picture in our mind. Okay. Not one slide, but maybe 3 slides. You see this picture, right?
Yes, sir, we can see the picture.
Right.
Yeah, we can see it.
See, the universe can be considered to be consisting of multiple dimensions. Now, what is the difference between each of these dimensions? The material that you see here in the physical world, the solid one, consists of certain particles and components. The same thing at a subtler layer, right, is existing across all the dimensions. Got it? Right? Now, for the administration of this universe, there is a structure. There is a structure that is governed, that is established to govern this entire organization. And from an evolution perspective, right, originally there were no differentiations in terms of the levels of consciousness. There was a universal consciousness. Okay. But that structure consisted of, let me put up one more slide. Don't worry, there's too much of wisdom in these. Let me remove the sharing and then I'll bring that. So this structure in terms of the administration may be considered to have 3 components. See this one. Yeah. Got it. Sorry, I always seem to get into this problem of too much of material, right? So, this universe, right, is something that is consistently changing for whatever reason. And one of the change that occurred is the Big Bang. That broke down this universe, which is consisting of ether, fire, air, water, and earth. Okay, these are the outcomes of that Big Bang theory. It broke down into multiple components, right? And that gave rise to nature components, nature and elementals, you may call. The structure to administer is consisting of two things. One is the realm of intelligence or light, and the realm of permanence. Realm of permanence is the direct administration or the immediate administration to the earth.
So these are
So
the
far, you are all with me?
so these are the balanced triune selves, the complete triune selves.
These are the complete triune selves.
Okay.
And the ultimate is what we understand in our parlance as the Shiva. Shiva is the ultimate, right? Shiva
That
Shakti
realm of
is
intelligence.
the ultimate. Correct.
That's what in philosophy they call Hiranyagarbha.
Correct. Right. Now, as you see this structure, right, you have Shiva broken down into other components. Those components that you call Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. Maheshwar, not Shiva. Right? A component of Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. And Shiva used to test this. Now, this Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar are three energy components which are knower, thinker, doer. This Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar is Brahma is the creator, so he needs the components of knower. What are the components of knower? One active, one passive. One is knowledge. The other one is identity.
I-ness and selfness. Isn't it?
Knowledge and identity. Thinker is rightness and reason. Vishnu. Vishnu is the administrator, and he needs rightness and reason. And the third one is Maheshwar, the destroyer. Generator, operator, destroyer, the concept of God. In practical realms, these are the right. And the doer is responsible to keep this body, this energy body, in balance. Are you with me so far? Right? So, and what do we mean by balance? That means the active component is equal to the passive component. The strength or the degree of consciousness of the active component is equal to the passive component. Otherwise, there is always a dominance by one of them.
It's like balancing the Purusha and three female and male energies.
Yeah, see, the problem is if we bring in our other connotations, there may be a little bit of a confusion. So
Okay.
for the moment, let us think only in English.
Okay, sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
So here you're saying the balancer. So Vishnu is the balancer you're saying? Or each? Okay.
No, for each there is. Vishnu
Uh-huh.
is the administrator,
Mm.
right? And the body balance is maintained by what we call feeling and desire. They are
Mhm.
not two separate entities. And this body within which the knower, thinker, and doer reside is always subject to a test, because Shiva has got the ultimate intelligence, has got three components, which is knower and thinker is common in both, but the other one is the desirer, which makes him Shiva or the ultimate, and the knower and thinker is the administrator for the body, which is containing the next level in the structure of Shiva. And then he has created three components giving his capabilities. That is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, or God, generator, operator, destroyer. Okay. And the balance of the entity, that is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, or God, is equivalent to the oversoul. Okay. That is why they are known as the triune self.
So that is the individual soul.
No, this is the oversoul, not over self. Over self is the higher soul. Right? I mean, this jargon is a little bit confusing, so don't go there. My recommendation is, let us say that in the hierarchy, you have the ultimate, the universe, or universal oneness, which has got a number of souls, right? So
So,
that structure is enough. We need not go beyond it.
so just to
Yeah, please.
understand.
Have a question.
So you're saying the ultimate, the universe, you're referring it as with an entity Shiva. Am I correct?
Correct. Or the
Okay.
ultimate oneness.
Yeah.
We
So
can use the word oneness also.
okay. So step down, that is divided into three. I mean, categorized
Correct.
into three terms: Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, which all together you're naming it as Oversoul.
Correct.
Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Source of all, universal wisdom. Right? This is okay. Yeah. Universal wisdom, which is what is the universal oneness. That then becomes the higher self. That is the complete potential in what we call the quantum field. Yeah. And then comes the structural relationship. If you want to take it that way, you can look at it from this perspective. Soul cosmology, the God, source of all that is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar. Then you have what you call the higher self. Okay. So the first breakout of the universe, we may consider it to be the higher self. Right? Source of all is Shiva. Correct? Now, this higher self created is nothing but your Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar, the God. And the body of higher self is to be maintained in balance. If there is an imbalance, what is imbalance here? The imbalance is equal to the feeling that is contained within that body is not equal to the desire, or desire is not equal to feeling. So generally when I explain this, I keep saying Vishwamitra, because he will sit in his penance, and you will have Menaka coming as a desire. She will perform a dance and he will stop his penance, right? So that is the test. desire is being tested whether it will continue to remain in balance or imbalance. The moment there is an imbalance, that body within which the higher self is sitting, right, is impure. Okay. So that body has to be purified. In that relationship, this purification is going to happen, and a portion of that impure doer comes down to earth. Because who is the administrator of the body and the purification process? It is Maheshwar. Right? Maheshwar is the custodian of the purity.
Maheshwar is
So,
a destroyer, right, sir? Administrator is
yeah,
Vishnu.
he is the destroyer. So how does he destroy? He is not the administrator, but he is the one. When does he destroy? When that imbalance is there, he has to destroy that.
Okay.
Right? So that body is a breakdown. Now that
Okay.
body is in breakdown condition. It has to be repaired.
We
Okay.
can also say transformation, not only destruction, but transformation, isn't it?
I mean, transformation
Into a
is
better, yeah.
one step after destruction.
Okay.
So Maheshwar, sir, God, generator, operator, destroyer.
Yeah.
That is the, I mean, I would call that the abbreviation of God.
Yeah, yeah,
God
yeah.
is an
I have a
acronym.
question here.
Consist-
You say soul group, but that soul group only other than human beings, then it only occurs in the birds kingdom and the animal kingdom.
No, I'm coming to that.
Okay.
Soul group is not that.
Oh, this is different.
The soul group, a soul goes through multiple kingdoms of existence
Yeah.
in the process of purification.
Yes.
Okay, this is clear so far, right? Now, look at it this way. Now, this soul has to undergo a transformation because the overself is, I would say, needs the body to be pure enough to contain the balanced triune self.
Sir, one quick question. Over
Yes,
self, you are saying over self or over soul?
I
Or-
said higher self.
Okay. Is over self same as higher self?
See, over self and over soul are used interchangeably in most of the books that I have read.
Right.
Okay. So higher self is your Paramatma.
Or Purnatma also?
Purnatma.
Purnatma is over soul. Paramatma is,
Okay.
So it's Atma, Purnatma,
that is why I
and
said,
Paramatma.
if we take
Is that-
one language connotation and bring it to English, you'll be confused.
Actually, yeah, this is better. He said Atma, Purnatma, Paramatma.
Paramatma. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please.
That's good.
Okay.
Your Purnatmas are group souls.
Oh, okay.
Okay. They came out together as a classification from a higher self because they couldn't be alone. That is the explanation that some of the books give. And I liked it, so I am sticking with that. Now, this overself, which is the broken down condition or the body which is in imbalance, is not going to have the complete component of knower, thinker, doer. Okay. What is the subtle difference between overself and higher self?
Higher self is complete.
Correct.
Yeah,
Fine.
balance.
Balanced triune self's replica is the oversoul. Okay. But
Oh.
unfortunately, the oversoul has got knower, thinker, and 11 by 12 of the doer. Doer, if you break it down into 12 components, one component is going to be embodied in the soul here. That is why he calls it soul part. Are you able to relate? This is very important.
Okay, sir. I
Yeah.
want to just explain the hierarchy one more time. So the source is the what we are saying, the all that is, right? Then underneath that is the higher self, which is the complete balance of three Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, or a God self.
Correct.
Then the oversoul is coming to the picture because the body has certain impurities because of the imbalance. So to
This higher self
huh,
itself
huh,
is Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara.
right, yeah.
Correct. Now, they have got their replicas,
Mhm.
which are contained in a body, known as the, what do you call, the knower, the thinker, the doer,
Hmm.
with their active and passive components. You consider them to be multiple units of knower, multiple units of thinker, multiple units of the doer, contained in a body.
Hmm.
That body is being periodically subjected to a test.
Hmm.
The test is in the active passive component of the doer.
3A. Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Not all three are tested.
Mhm.
Right? Doer has desirer, if he is passing the test, he continues to remain in the higher self realm, where he is going to administer a given universe.
Mhm.
Okay. That is the government structure
Okay.
of the universe administration. He will be responsible, that balanced entity will be
Yeah.
responsible to guide a particular community.
Yeah, the way in the thinking industry,
Or it could be the one who is instigating dreams to remind the particular oversoul to tell these are the lessons you have chosen, you need to complete, and so on. So from the oversoul to soul, for the soul to again merge with the pure body of oversoul, right? There are 35 lessons. This is referring to the first class that we had, where I also spoke about 35 lessons. Those are those lessons. That you need 360 degrees training. And Earth is the school where you get faster
progress.
training or progress in that training.
So,
Right.
I just want to make sure that I understood correctly. Oversoul is the one, it has all the 12 components, and only one out of 12 comes into the body.
One out of the
12.
doer, one out of the
Yes. One, yeah. Out of the doer, one out of 12 portions of the doer comes into the physical body to balance it. But and again, in the higher self hierarchy, they are all balanced, individual, higher,
in the higher self, they are all balanced.
yeah.
In
And
the
they are the ones who
oversoul,
govern the universal
in the
laws.
oversoul, it is not having the body.
Yeah.
Please remember, because the body has come down to the
Yes.
earth.
Yes, that part I agree. But higher self balanced ones are the ones they are the ones who govern the universal laws. That's what he said in
Correct.
thinking.
So, see, when they are fully balanced, they are known as the triune self.
Yes. So,
Okay.
yeah.
And there are multiple triune selves in the overall structure of administering the universes and all. That is not very clear. So
Yes.
we will not go there. We will restrict ourselves to you have at the higher soul self, You have the knower, thinker, doer in a completely balanced, experienced, and balanced entity in a completely non-corruptible,
Yeah,
non-corruptible body.
all 35 qualities are balanced.
Correct. All 35 qualities are balanced, and that body, once you have succeeded in the test, you do not need to come back to the realm of permanence. You are only going to occupy the the realm of permanence. You don't need to come back to earth. If you have passed the test, you remain there. This is what is explained in chapter 8 in the noetic destiny in the initial part, right? And this journey of a human form, before that, there are various other components. The soul first starts as raw material made up of
Minerals.
earth crust,
Yeah.
air,
All
water,
5 elements.
fire, and all the five, the Panchabhutas. The fifth bhuta there is the
Space.
Akasha. Akasha is the blueprint.
Yeah.
Akasha is the pattern, right?
Yeah.
And all these lessons also have to go through that pattern only. So now we have come to the understanding of oversoul is clear.
Yeah. Sir, I just got a thought. We can take an example of Lord Rama or Sri Krishna when they have taken birth as a human, right? So they were in the soul part. I'm just thinking,
No,
like
they were not in the, okay, you
bodily,
can say that.
physical form, right? So once they did all their whatever the duties on earth, they went to from Atma to Purnatma.
No.
Oversoul,
They
now they are
are
higher
the
self.
higher self themselves who have directly come down to administer and educate the people.
Right. After that, what happened? So
They are
Krishna
not
left the
they
body.
are not coming to the state of a oversoul and a soul. They
Okay.
have directly incarnated to guide a set of people or for administering.
Okay.
So don't that's why I said let us not keep bring in language concepts. You will get confused. So now the oversoul is thereby a subset of the universal oneness. Okay. And he is the one that is subjected to the periodic test, a one-time test. And when he succumbs, he has to give up his body for being purified. So a portion of the doer comes in, occupies a human body consisting of these 5 elements, a pattern, right? A pattern, the first time will be the 35 lessons, what he has chosen out of the 35 lessons as a project, and they are the soul shown incarnated in earth physical body, correct? That is the soul. But where are his complete component of knower, thinker, and 11 by 12 of the doer? That is the overself.
Oversoul. Yeah.
Overself or oversoul. That is the oversoul. And there is a particular structure in which unless the person is able to right, overcome or break the barriers that are created by the physical body, right? Unless he is able to connect to the physical body, he will not be able to access his oversoul. That means there is a layer of ego, right? So far, the matter is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, these 35 lessons are projects that you create. And whichever part of the project is over is lessons learned. And when we leave this planet Earth, we go through a sort of a self-assessment, our oversoul. Now all the components have gone back to the mother, the oversoul, right? Even the body is disintegrated into the particles that originally formed it. And those balanced entities and imbalanced entities are the ones where the project that with which you have come down to earth is incomplete. That is your karma.
Unfinished.
What you have learnt is your wisdom. What you have not completed is your karma. Okay. Now, at the causal body stage, in this diagram, at the causal body stage, because when this perishes, it passes on its balance, emotions, etc. to the astral body. Okay, the physical body and etheric body are the Sukshma Sharir and the Sthula Sharir. Okay, they are one entity. Together it is the body. This is the pranic layer. Okay, the etheric layer is the pranic layer. And then you have the astral body. So everything is passed on as energy imprint to the astral body. After some time, the astral body also perishes. That is handed over to the emotional body, right? This emotional body is having the complete energy pattern of what lessons are complete, what is not complete. They go to the causal body, Karana Sharir, right? This one is Kamic Sharir. Astral body is your Kamic Sharir. When you say Kamic, it is desire. Okay? Desire is the one that triggers the learning process for every one of the lessons in various forms, right? So it has gone to causal body. In the causal body, they are segmented into two. Wisdom, which goes and joins the I-ness, the identity, the knowledge, right? It goes and sits as the knower. And the incomplete portion goes back to your kitty of 35 lessons. Okay. Now, at an appropriate time, the soul decides what are the new lessons you want to take, what are the karmas that you want to eliminate. You create a new project, you come into the reincarnation cycle. Okay. This is the gist of his entire consciousness and reincarnation. Okay, this is the most practical way of interpreting that whole thing. That is what I felt.
But in the diagram, you wrote higher self is the personal wisdom.
Pardon?
in the diagram, you wrote the higher self,
Correct.
personal wisdom.
Okay. See, that's what I said. If you take words, then we will get confused.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is a picture that I was reading something and this picture popped up. So I just immediately
Okay.
said, this is
Okay.
easy to explain the structure.
Okay. Basically, yeah, higher selves are the balanced triune selves.
Right. Now, some of the books take higher self and oversoul to be the same.
Yes.
Right. So I wanted to maintain that at the universal level, there is higher self, which is the Paramatma. Right.
Yeah.
Then Purnatma. Purnatma is our oversoul. It is complete in all respects, including balance. Then there is one more layer, which is our soul on this physical body, within this physical body.
That is Atma. Yeah.
Yeah. So now all the questions we can start asking with this template in mind. Any question in this?
Yeah, sir. Raghu sir had one question. Body is 1 out of 12. What are the others? So the 11, 11 out of 12,
They are
the 1%.
sitting as doer, the incomplete doer without the body. That is the one that through which your connection with your oversoul happens. Those 11 are part of, you have Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwar is incomplete. Okay. Maheshwar is incomplete because he has been broken down into 12 components. 11 are remaining there. So as you have matured from, let us say, initially you are the minerals. Your soul starts as minerals, completes the journey in the mineral kingdom. It transforms itself with protoplasma taking place because these elements keep on reacting and give rise to amoeba. From amoeba, you have protoplasma. So your botany is starting there. Plant kingdom. You complete your journey in the plant kingdom. You get into animal kingdom. The plant kingdom components exist in animal kingdoms also. These three, mineral, plant, and animal kingdom, exist in the human kingdom. Right? Human kingdom in its levels of consciousness. Okay. What is the difference between mineral to plant to this one when it comes to the kingdoms?
The
Degree
consciousness.
of consciousness.
Mhm.
Right? Degree of consciousness
Yes.
and closeness to the universal law or the universal oneness, closeness. They are all derived. Okay. When it comes to human life, the soul has gone beyond instinct into one more layer, which is the conscience. Okay, between animal, all of them have consciousness, awareness, but conscience, right? That guiding force, that intellect, that is the one that is the extra layer that the human being has. That is the time when the soul is supposed to be directly attached to, or the advanced soul in terms of its degree of awareness. Okay. Yeah. Now each question, if this is clear, then we have the template of this concept of the soul, the oversoul, the concept of consciousness, and the concept of, as we learn lessons, our degree of consciousness increases from a physical level where it is only survival to the higher level, which is closer to oneness, and that is beyond the individual ego or whatever we call, which is the survival component. Okay, to awareness component. That becomes the one within here. Just look at this. This is the physical plane, the third dimension existence, where predominantly it is the body that is surviving. And as our awareness increases, we start becoming spiritual, which is the causal, right? Overself starts at the above the causal, which is your nirvana, bliss, and all the people use all those words. Yeah. I hope I have made some sense in answering the question.
Yes, sir, definitely. Yeah, it's much clear
Yeah.
now. Now,
Yeah.
Based on this, on the Q&A, there it was mentioned about old soul and new soul or baby soul, something he mentioned there, where the certain person was asking if everything is learned, then he's called as an old soul. And someone who's just freshly come, he's trying to get experience, and the experiences includes the crimes, all the physical aspects of it. So, what is this old soul or new soul?
Now, right? Now, you have transformed from minerals, okay, progressed into plant, wherein you had a closer affinity to the concept of giving and all that. Because plants are recognized to be givers, right? Then you became an animal, right? In the animal kingdom, you had to look for your survival. The soul that is an animal, which they typically live in group souls, right? That is why you will find a herd of the wild animals or a herd of this one. They are all group souls. Okay. And then they come to the domesticated animals, right? The domesticated animals are closer to, in their progressions, they are closer to coming to the human life.
Yeah.
Right? Now, human life is a matrix of 35, that is 7 by 5 matrix. Okay. Some show it as 7 by 7 matrix. We will restrict it to 35 because we can easily relate it to the 35 lessons. And now they are structured as 5 pillars, each consisting of 7 classrooms. This is how the laws of the spiritual world, spirit world, right? That explains it. Okay. Now, till you have completed as soon as you have migrated from the animal kingdom to the human kingdom, what are the qualities that could be dominating you? Just think.
Survival only. Yeah.
Survival, instinct, nothing spiritual, right? Nothing spiritual, or maybe an iota of a drop of spirituality among the various lessons, right? But initially, you are only worried about survival. You are only living with this physical entity. You do not recognize anything. You have to conquer fear. You have to conquer all those elements, right, that define the survival mechanism you need to conquer. That becomes the lessons of the just migrated soul or baby soul. Okay. From a baby, from an infant, you become a baby, then you become an adult, and then you become an adolescent, and then you become a grown up. Okay. This classification is what I understood as young soul and old soul.
Okay, sir. Yeah, got it. Anybody has any more questions they want to ask? I had one more question.
Sir, I just wanted to clarify when they say that, I think I missed a little bit. You might have already said this. So when you are in bliss, that means you are in above sixth level, sixth and above dimension.
No, you are in the fourth level and above.
Oh, only in fourth level.
Correct.
So what is the
Sixth
experience?
level is you are equal to God.
Oh, okay.
That means you are beyond all
Oh, yeah.
these.
Hmm.
You are beyond all these stages.
Okay. So the bliss is at the fourth level. Then fifth level, what is the state of experience or mind, or how should
You
I
are becoming
emotions?
the Paramatmas. When you say you are closer to the Paramatma, right?
Hmm.
In that, you have people like Krishna, Christ, Gautama Buddha, Shirdi Baba, all these people, they fall into that category.
Fifth dimension. I didn't hear, sir. You said yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Fifth dimension and above.
Okay, okay.
Fifth dimension, we are still far away.
Yeah.
We are
I
still
just,
in the third dimension and inching towards the fourth dimension. Our energy levels of the environment is inching towards the fourth dimension.
so Patriji might be which dimension?
I mean, I will not even assuage a guess
I'm
because
just curious.
he is belonging to those who have the powers of taking a call. When do I come? When do I go? Why do I come? Why do I go? He is at that level.
Right.
Yeah, I think in Yukteswarji's book also he mentions that is what he does. He helps higher astral level souls.
Actually, in each of them, there are multiple layers.
Yeah.
In each dimension, if you go to the astral level itself, probably even our grandparents who have lived before us are going and sitting there. They are still to evolve beyond the astral dimension.
Yes.
Is the causal body equivalent to Anandamaya Kosha, or I mean, how does it
Causal
relate?
body is the manas.
Oh, it's a Manas. Okay.
Manomaya kosha.
Manomaya Kosha. So,
Manomaya kosha is organized into two components that are known as the manas, the lower manas and the upper manas.
yeah, that is Buddhi, Manas and Buddhi. Yeah,
Correct.
wisdom. One is the regular mind and the wisdom mind.
Yes.
But so my question is, so Anandamaya Kosha is not in the physical body, so it's above.
See, none of this, even your mind is not in your physical body.
Oh, okay.
Please understand,
Okay.
the composition of what a biologist sees is your
Only,
physical body.
so only etheric part and the physical body are we can see here. That's it.
Correct. See, what we understand as the human body, we take up to the mental body and say that that is physical. No.
Mm.
This is an Annamaya Kosha made up
Yeah.
of cells, blood, etc. Right?
Then pranamaya
Okay.
is
With 4 fundamental systems in the body, each one attributable to the earth, your root chakra,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
The existence of on the physical earth is Annamaya Kosha. What is that? It requires the Panchabhutas in the form of physical food. Right? Now that is the physical, the biological structure.
So next
So
one,
biological structure is under the control of your Pranamaya Kosha.
pranamaya
So
is the
for it to succeed, you need a layer. This layer is nothing but your prana, that is the earth component surrounded by the
energy.
oxygen and all that. Okay.
Okay.
Now
So basically,
those need to go into the body.
out of 5, we have only 2 in our body in that case. Out of 5 koshas.
No, the second one also is partially in, partially out.
But pranamaya, okay, yeah.
Okay. Now, here what is happening is there are 4 systems in the physical body: the respiratory system, the
Yeah.
digestive system, the regenerative system, and what is the fourth one? Circulatory system.
Circulation. Yeah.
Okay. So these 4 keep this physical body organized. But where is the pattern coming from?
Oh, in Akasha.
Pattern is coming from the external world, right, which is in the external atmosphere, and the pattern is coming from your karmic pattern. There is a natural conversion of atoms to molecules, molecules to chemicals, chemicals to the cells, cells to tissue, tissue to organ, organ to
Systems.
these systems, and these systems collectively making a human body. Okay,
I agree.
that is your Annamaya. But the one that is controlling this entire thing, that spirit, the thought, everything as energy, the aura around your head, which is your etheric body. Right? The lowest level is this one, the astral is the second one. All these are from outside, but you are connected with it.
Okay. Okay, got it.
Next question, please.
The Raghu sir has one more question. Soul levels.
Sarago.
What about 1 infant, 2 body soul, 3 child soul, 14 fifth
What
grown
about
soul? Please explain.
infant body? Okay. The fundamental difference between each of these levels happens to be the degree of consciousness, right? From physical survival to the spiritual survival. That degree of consciousness among the lessons that we pick up, the closer to oneness is at the spirit level, the closer to the body level is your survival level, right? Between them is the classification of infant to baby to adolescent to adult, and then the spiritual part or the old this one. That is the classification of the consciousness. Being in the spiritual and practicing the laws of the spirit existence, we are more spiritual in nature. We are meditators. We think of oneness. All these are inputs that put us in the higher end of the third dimension. Because we have transcended the physical body needs. We have transcended the astral body needs. We are able to think in a particular way. The imprints that are coming, it is not my survival, everything I want. We want to talk about sharing. We want to talk about helping everyone and so on and so forth. Right? So all those are levels of transcendence that we are taking, levels of consciousness that is transcending survival to, thinking about self, then group, then thinking about how can I help each of these, right? How can I help each of these relationships that I have created, a recognition of a relationship. All these are the progression components. Yeah. Any other question?
I want to relate something here. So
Yeah.
we were discussing about the koshas and all, right? And recently I was listening to Mandukya Upanishad, all the shlokas and their meaning. So they state like the last one as a turiya. That's not a state, but that itself is what it is. So in this hierarchy, where the turiya comes?
Turiya is recognizing that there is more than what I know, in simple terms. See, consciousness exists in 4 levels, and 3 of them are distinguishable. The one that you are in the awake, the one that you are in the sleep, the one that is deep sleep, that is the dream state. And when Turiya actually means the 4th, Chaturth, the actual word is Chaturdha, right? From which Turiya is being brought out. So you have these 3. These 3 are recognized states. The state that is beyond these 3 is Turiya. That way, all these 3 states are substates of Turiya. Okay. Now, if we want to scientifically relate to that, that is your brain waves, the state of the brain waves, right? And at the highest level, it is the gamma rays, I think, right? Those are the ones that are almost very, very peaceful, and that is the bliss state. Okay. Turiya contributes to your state of bliss. Turiya constitutes to be the bottom of the ocean. If I take our Saxena sir's example of the ocean versus the surface of the ocean, right? Surface versus the top layer of the ocean where you have effervescence and all that, right? That is your conscious mind, and everything below that is the Turiya state. What you cannot, what goes beyond your state of existence that you are able to recognize, that is Turiya from a practical perspective.
Normally, the difference between the states is in Jagrut state, which is the wakeful state, you have mind, indriyas, everything is working. But when you go to sleep state, mind is working, but not karmendriyas and jnanendriyas. And when you go to deep
You
sleep,
are not aware that they are working.
when you go into
If
deep, even
if
the
your
mind.
consciousness is higher, then you know that even if you are in a sleep state, you are again conscious.
But in deep sleep, that's why the mind also it put into sleep. It's not active. But when you are in Turiya state, even you go beyond the mind. So everything is one. Because there is no logic mind. That is why
No,
for
only
them,
the conscious layer is put to sleep. After that, everything is actually part of Turiya in my understanding. But then some of it you are able to relate by means of a little bit of awareness.
according to Ramana Maharshi, what I read, he says when you are in that Turiya state, then there is no duality. Everything's you see as oneness at that level.
We don't even see when we are in the dream
But you
state.
feel it. Whatever. That you are at that stage that there is no duality. Because the logic mind is not there.
Yeah, I think also it's nirguna. I think that's when also maybe I'm adding another component here, gunas.
It is not nirguna.
Yeah.
I think
Gunatita.
we should be using the
Gunatita.
arupa.
Gunatita. Yeah,
The
that's
rupa is missing.
right. Sir, when you say Turiya state, so it will be which dimension? Is it still fourth? Like if we go back to that picture, earlier emotions, I think
See,
dimension picture, will it be still fourth?
no. If I say Turiya can be compared to the source, the consciousness, the ultimate consciousness,
Yes, you are
the soul
connected to
cosmology.
soul, all the time. That is
All these are subsets of the Turiya. Please understand that. The highest level, that is why we say, right, for even Patriji says, you are your own God, there is no other God. Right?
So what you're saying is consciousness, in the wakeful state is one kind of Turiya state, but not complete Turiya. Is that what you're saying?
No. If I try to divide a line, right, and try to take this kind of a picture, all of this is existing in what I call the Turiya state. Okay. One portion of it is conscious. So I've got the conscious brain waves that are operating at a particular level, right? Then beyond that, they are semi-conscious. So you are in the sleep state. Then your conscious level, the level is coming to a dream. Under the guidance, the conscious layer is submerged. The subconscious layer is becoming active. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Right? Now, beyond dream, you still exist.
Yes.
That becomes your starting point of Turiya. Okay. Now, over a period of meditation, up to your dream, you are already transcended. Okay. Your consciousness, even when you are dreaming, you are aware. You are aware that it is an astral travel.
Yeah.
Okay. You are resolving your problems as you are going in that astral travel.
Yeah.
But there is more beyond it. That becomes the fourth.
Okay.
Okay. Now, you have gone, you are able to, your third eye is open now. Okay.
Mm.
Without going into dream, you are able to experience those stages.
Yeah, yeah.
What is beyond it? That becomes Turiya. So as the consciousness keeps expanding, Turiya is still there, that is also expanding.
Oh, so there
Are
are
you with
levels.
me?
There are levels in Turiya also.
Turiya is a way of saying that it is not covered under the three, it is the fourth.
They say it beyond the state.
You mean fourth?
So what you are able, beyond your horizon is Turiya, effectively. If I am able to, if I am to put it into words that we can, with our tangible capabilities, understand, Turiya becomes the Turiya starting point is beyond the horizon. For example, if you are going from where you are to a locality nearby, is there the universe that is existing beyond it?
Yeah, it will exist, right?
Right? So what is existing beyond that can be called Turiya, because it is not within what you have been able to define.
And we are not conscious of it is existing. We are not.
But you
just-
don't know, you are not able to align with that or its existence, you are not able to
Yeah.
recognize all those things. That is Turiya,
Okay.
a
Sir, in
state that is existing beyond what you have been able to define.
yeah, got it, sir. So in dimensions wise, where do we put Turiya state?
Again, it goes back to the same thing.
Same thing.
Are
Okay.
you able to recognize that your
We-
body is under the guidance of the emotional body? Or is emotions part of this white color body in this diagram?
Yeah.
Is it within or is it outside?
It's outside, but yeah.
You may experience it being within, but is it? Are you able to recognize that that is not within, but it is outside? You are projecting it from within. That's okay. Okay. So wherever you are drawing your level of understanding, your level of consciousness, that is the dimension that can be attributed, and anything beyond that becomes your Turiya.
Okay.
Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
See, for example, if I take your home cooking, right? I see it as a finished dish. Okay?
Yeah.
You see it as raw material. Like this is the shape of the vegetable has been cut to this shape, the vegetable has been boiled to make it soft. All that you are able to visualize, then your Turiya is beyond that. It is within your consciousness, right? What are you are able to... But then, what about your ability to see that that particular vegetable earlier existed as air, water, fire, all these components?
Yeah.
If you are able to see it at that level, then all that has become your part of your degree of consciousness, correct?
Yes, sir.
The state of existence is you are able to see those components becoming a vegetable. From a vegetable, it has become a dish today. Okay. If you
Yeah.
are able to look, what is beyond that? What is beyond that? Something is existing beyond that.
That unmanifested energy.
What you are not able to see.
Yeah, that unmanifested.
You are not able to see a pattern. For example, the best example I can think of is what Bob Proctor keeps talking in his lecture. I will give you an acorn seed. You know what a acorn seed is, right?
Yeah.
Acorn seed is the seed that eventually becomes an oak tree.
Mm.
But are you able to see the oak tree when you see the acorn seed?
No.
No.
Right?
Mhm.
But those who are advanced, but probably a botanical specialist can see, given the ingredients of that seed, he is able to analyze that seed and say, this will become 60 feet tall. That is beyond us, right?
Mhm. Yes, sir.
So for us, all that is Turiya. For him, it is not. Have you followed?
Yeah, yeah. Got it, sir. Yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
Like you have finished uh, learning dance and music.
Mm.
Okay.
Mhm.
So for you, if you say, can you sing this kirtana? You will say, oh, it contains all these tones, these notes.
Yeah.
They are in this sequence. All that you are able to visualize.
Right.
But for me, who is listening, who is just a listener, all that is Turiya for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
Mhm.
But then Turiya is a word used in the degree of consciousness. Not everywhere. When you're talking about consciousness and all, the state that has no name is Turiya. The state that has got a name is deep sleep, dream, conscious, semi-conscious, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Yeah.
Next
Thank you.
question.
So if I have understood correctly, these states that we are talking about are states of the mind,
States of the mind.
right? So when we
Or
understand,
taking it one step further to complicate matters, it is the state of existence.
correct, right? And state of the mind is defined by our level of consciousness,
Our level of consciousness.
right? So the degree of our consciousness or the level of our consciousness will determine where we are. So,
Where we are in
and
terms of the balance. The
exactly,
balance between
yes,
feeling and desire.
perfect, yes, correct. So when we define this state of mind in terms of wave pattern or in terms of wakeful state versus sleep state and versus dream state and turiya, these are various states of the mind, and the more conscious the mind is, the more it's able to see, the
Exactly.
more we reach into the turiya state,
Yes.
right?
Exactly.
So
So
our
you bring down,
hmm,
you ascend. So your level of consciousness has gone a bit into that. But then what is existing beyond that is again now continues to be Turiya.
correct, exactly, right? So the mind that we experience in the body is limited
Correct.
by our five senses.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that five senses, once we begin to expand beyond these five senses, we begin to experience, say for example, when we go to sleep, we shut down the senses and then we go into another state, which is called sleep. And in the sleep, we go further deeper beyond the senses. So, as long as we are contained in the five senses, we are in the level or in the state in which we are connected only to a limited knowledge, limited information, limited experience.
Correct.
As we progress beyond, let me give you an example. Think about it. So, let's say we are in meditation. So in meditation, we shut down the five senses and then go within, what we call as within, which actually is not inside the body. It is another dimension of our existence. By shutting the five
All the
senses, we are
boundaries that are there, you are actually quashing.
exactly.
Whether you are going inside or outside is immaterial.
Yes,
You are
correct.
eliminating the boundaries or
Yeah.
the limits.
Yeah. So as we do that, so now think about it. So you are in meditation. In meditation, you are not sleeping, you are conscious. And in that state, when you exit this physical constraint and get into astral plane, and now in the astral plane, you sit down for meditation again. Okay? When you
Then you
sit
transcend
for,
above.
then you go one more level beyond, right?
Yes,
That
that
is
is
when you are going beyond your third dimension, into fourth dimension,
Exactly.
into fifth dimension,
Yes.
right?
So,
And
yes,
beyond.
yes. So
now
we are
it makes sense that we live in multiple dimensions.
perfect. Yes.
Exactly.
So it's our own dimension. It's
Yes,
one aspect of us only.
yes,
So it's another aspect of us which is now not limited by the five senses.
yes.
And
That's what is the understanding I have.
yes,
Yeah.
sir.
No,
For
sir, it is
yogis,
not
I think
only the senses, it is also the contours of the body.
Yes. Yes.
The
Yeah.
five senses is one portion of it. But then there are other things, right? I can't do this, I can't move my hand, I can't, right? The
The
inside,
patterns.
the outside, everything, you are able to transcend and go beyond.
Correct. Those are patterns in the mind actually. Yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
so. For a realized soul or completely a yogi is always in the Turiya state. Is that
Can be.
yeah?
Can
It can, and
Yes.
they don't
He
have,
has the potential to exist in that state.
Yes,
and
yes.
they not get affected with anything like emotions, nothing. So their mind is only like in
Nothing.
one
You will
state.
never see them angry. You will never see them. If there is
Yeah,
a little bit of this one, then there is what we call a spiritual ego, which is troubling them.
The final barrier.
right.
The final barrier. Yes.
Yeah. I have this
See,
question
So beautiful. Yes.
after
Yeah.
now.
So,
Yeah,
uh,
sir. You continue.
I just wanted to say that when we think of a yogi being in that state where, you know, chitta vritti nirodha has happened,
yeah,
Mm.
that means there is no vritti in the chitta,
Right.
right? Now,
yeah.
no vritti in the chitta, what does that really mean? That blissful state you were mentioning is that only. That
Exactly. Yeah.
any
The
anything, any
submerged ego.
it kind of
The
any
chitta is
triggers
not there.
Yeah.
triggers will
Correct.
not create ripples.
Right. And those
That
can
level of stability of the mind.
true.
See, here also in this book, he talks about as you rise higher, you can see all those at one stage. In one of the
Questions.
paras,
Yeah.
in yeah. So
And he
he says you
says
rise a little bit
aeroplane.
above, you can see from above,
Ah,
Mm.
right?
exactly.
If you are existing there,
Mm.
then your Turiya is above that, and from all this is you are within your visibility.
Yes, yes,
So people in Turiya state, other three states are one. So there is no division, you're saying?
Now, there is no see, Turiya is for every individual, the state of Turiya could be at a different frequency, could be at a different state of existence.
yes, correct. Yeah,
It
See,
is
it's
basically
basically
unlimited state.
beyond horizon.
Yeah,
Mm.
it's an
In
unlimited state.
simplest way, if we want to understand, it is beyond horizon.
Mm.
That is when you are connected to your real soul as, yeah, not the logic mind.
So because you have eliminated all the boundaries.
Yeah,
We still remember that our level of consciousness still plays a big part there. So we have eliminated the boundary, but I can see
Correct.
only where my
You
consciousness
have the
rests.
potential to connect to the maximum.
Correct, right? So
There again, if you bring in a little bit of iota of any
uh,
of these senses and all that, you are again changing that.
correct. Yes. So let's say my level of consciousness, you compare it to, let's say, climbing a mountain, right? So if my level of consciousness is at, let's say, 2000 meters, when I unlimit my perception through Turiya state, I will be able to see only what 2000 meters can show. That much.
Okay.
If I have grown my consciousness beyond,
It opens up.
it opens up even bigger.
Yes.
So that
Yes.
Turiya, what Chandra sir is mentioning, Turiya is a state beyond a level, then it is not limited anymore. It
Right.
will then depend on
Yes.
where our consciousness is.
As you grow, it opens up.
It will be more
See,
and more.
actually speaking, all these are imaginary.
Mm.
There is only one state. Okay, you have drawn the boundaries of that, saying this is conscious, this is sleep, this is dream, but all these are part and parcel of there is only one state, that is the Turiya.
We are supposed to be in Turiya
Yeah.
state, sir, all of us.
Yeah, this is what is something new I learned, sir. Like, you said, as per each individual, there is different turiyas, but the ultimate turiya is where all that is.
There is only
That is a
one
final.
Turiya, that is universal understanding.
Yeah.
Now, how far are you able to get into Turiya?
Mm,
Are you conscious?
mm,
Are you sleeping? Are you what do you call dreaming?
mm.
Or are in between two? Right? That is why I think Chinmayananda's book or somewhere I saw that there is always a substate between two states. The state of transition.
Correct. Absolutely.
The
You can't put a
transition,
hard line anywhere. There is no hard.
transition state.
Yeah.
Correct. In the transcendence model,
Yes.
right, there is always a state between two states.
Yes.
I mean, basically control systems where
Yeah.
you have given the impulse, it
Yes.
has taken the impulse, there is a transient, and the transient has to slowly settle down.
Exactly. PID loop. Yes.
This is so beautiful, sir. So it's just amazing. So, I mean, if we think, right, we are all supposed to be in that state, but we are not there. That means we have to do so much sadhana, or like, I'm just thinking what all is affecting us not to be in that state every time. So especially when we go in gatherings, or when we are going for, I used to think when we did Patanjali Yoga Sutras with, I think Balagaru was also there in that. So there was a sutra, it says, it always reminded me, or it always stays with me, like, a yogi goes any kind of situation, wherever it's a party or anywhere, they will not be affected. So they are like in that state all the time. I used to think, how is it possible? So it just connecting back, and I just feel like it comes back to, again, to meditation, sadhana, whatever you're doing, food or our external disturbances, how, or I don't know, I'm just trying to connect all the dots.
Sureka, remember there is one. It says they have this mudita, karuna, mudita, upeksha. There are four qualities they always carry.
Right.
They are always in the blissful state and compassionate, and then they don't have jealousy.
Yeah.
There that 33, I think I remember. That's beautiful. Even if they are lower or higher people than them, they never feel, they don't have that feeling of either lower, inferior, or high or superior. They are like oneness, connected to the whole, all the beings as one. So they are like Sakshi Bhava. Whatever incident it happens, they don't get attached.
Right. And how do we get that state?
Oh,
I
that
think
with the
back to
sadhana,
sadhana.
that
Right.
with the
So,
meditation, yeah.
so
Right.
my understanding is
No,
that
you will be able to get that state, but to sustain, you need sadhana.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes, very right.
practice.
We always experience that. I'm sure everybody gets that bliss state in meditation, but that stays only for some time, like it's a short period, and after that we are back to this samsara, or all the emotions, everything comes back. So to be stable in that state, so I don't know, I mean, it needs more sadhana, or not sure
Yeah,
how it's
I
possible.
want to share one example here. So,
Okay.
as per my understanding, Turiya is beyond bliss, not even bliss. So, here, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's experience, what it is that certain time he was so involved with Kali, right? That was his ultimate experience. That was he used to think. But later on, he realized he want to go beyond that. There is something beyond that. That me and Kali are same. He needed to realize that where he was still feeling the bliss serving that goddesses there, he's being in the deep sleep. That is the state where he need to cut that and go beyond that. That is what kriya is.
Yeah, the
So
reason,
there is no any emotions attached there,
no,
no
the,
senses,
no,
nothing, not even a bliss.
I'll tell you, Totapuri, his master, his guru, the reason he cuts that is he has attachment to that idol, like a Kali idol,
Mm,
that figure. He is in that place, always connected to that only. So that's
In
why he has
desire.
to come out of it. He needs to come out of it. His guru Totapuri cuts it to get rid of that attachment.
mm,
Then he becomes one with all the whole unified consciousness.
mm,
So
That
that's
is why,
exactly what this diagram is trying to show you. Your fabric of consciousness is existing in so many levels and beyond. You are giving it the definition that you want, that you are able to recognize.
I fully agree with that one because this state where we are today is a deliberately acquired state. We have determined that we need this to be in this state wherever we are,
No,
right?
in fact, when we were talking body and the senses and all,
Hmm.
you are still under the control of the body mind.
Correct,
You are
absolutely.
not transcended into the spiritual realm at all.
Ah,
Right?
mind.
There, the maximum you can go up to is the pure God consciousness or the godliness. But then
Yes,
there is something beyond that also.
absolutely. Beyond the mind.
Correct.
Beyond the mind. So, like Kirti was saying, there is the bliss is probably the ultimate state in the mind only, right? And going beyond is what de- detaches us from all this what we call as manifest,
Correct.
right? The manifest will go away because manifest, any manifest is part of the mind. Once we
Yeah.
go beyond the mind, that means there is nothing manifest,
yes,
right?
yes,
And that is, and when there is no
No, there
manifest,
is nothing unmanifest.
either way, I mean,
You are already connected
yeah,
with everything
yes,
that is unmanifest.
that aspect is gone.
Correct. Correct.
Manifest or
That
unmanifest, both
limiting,
become
that
the same.
barrier, you have eliminated the barrier.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
the state is what determines how we act, how we behave, how we
Exactly.
react. All that is a consequence of our state. So
Exactly.
what
100%.
Sureka ji was saying about the yogi going to a party, that comes from their state. And they have chosen to be in that state. We all can be in that state if we choose to. But at our soul level, we have determined, we have decided not to be. We want to experience and develop the mind to a level where we can automatically and naturally be in that state.
Correct. Now, in fact, this definition is beautiful. Consciousness, I don't know when I created this slide, but it is coming in handy today. This is very, very old slide, right? So consciousness in its infinite, unbounded, undifferentiated, primordial state can be called Brahmanic consciousness. Okay?
Hmm.
While consciousness in its finite, bounded, differentiated state can be called Atmanic consciousness.
Perfect. Absolutely.
But I
Yes.
mean,
Yeah.
what a beautiful choice of words, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And this connects
It is
completely with the previous diagram that you had, right? Very clear.
exactly. Now they are from different sources,
Hmm.
right? It is equally amazing that the mystery of life should turn out to be so simple.
Simple.
It is all about positive emotions, unconditional love, empathy, kindness, compassion, which translates into energy, frequency, and vibrations.
So what is this maximum T and S or T and S on the right side?
Because SRT is the state of existence. I don't recall the exact one. I will have to see which book I picked it up from. As I keep reading, if I find anything, I just dump it into a slide deck.
Okay.
Right? I don't. This is from one of the explanations of, I think, Chinmaya's book on consciousness, or I don't know which one. One of the missionary.
Hmm.
Okay. SRT level, if I were to browse it, I should be able to. How to overcome this feeling of disconnection for health and wellness, business, excellence, national transformation, and global peace. Something I was reading. Oh, this was to explain. Yeah, this is what I was telling you, right?
Hmm.
Mm,
Om is the 7 levels of consciousness. One is waking
taking.
consciousness. At this stage, all this is Turiya, right? Then transition or unmoney, dreaming, unconscious.
Taijasa,
These are various languages.
Taijasa they call it. Yes, yes.
Correct. Again, there is a transition.
Prajna.
Okay. So how you get in? Turiya is beyond that.
Hmm.
Absolute. Right? Anyway,
Yeah.
I have the capability to confuse people also.
No, sir.
Wow, sir,
Oh,
that AUM slide was amazing.
Yeah, that slide came up from one of those books that I was reading. I don't recall when. This slide deck, the starting of this is more than 3 years old. So I don't know when I picked up, what I picked up.
It's like your dictionary. Whenever you need something, it will come.
No, if I have to give in a presentation, that single deck is enough. Bar bar count karega. Do it right the first time, right? This is what corporate world taught me.
Yeah. Such beautiful. We are benefiting from that, sir. For us,
Oh, I am also
this is a
benefiting. That
gift.
today the question actually gave me the clarity of what the question on Turiya
Hmm.
gave me the ability to go back to one of those slides and then link it, you know.
Yeah. Perfect.
okay.
Sureka ji had a question today. She was saying that how do we attain that state? So, based on my understanding of unified, I am still doing unified. We are in week 21 now. So, based on my understanding of unified so far, the easiest formula that I have received from it's beautiful formula that we have to learn to be in the present. If we remain in the present, we will be able to reach that state of stable, stable, platform,
The bliss.
right? The state of bliss, we can call it, where we are not affected by the happenings,
Yeah.
by remaining in the present. So, and the formula to remain in the present is very easy. That also he mentions in this chapter number 21 is it's very easy that we have to be aware of our thoughts. Where is my awareness? We have to be aware of our awareness. If my awareness is in the past or in the future, then I am not aligned.
Yeah.
That what we call as unbalance, right? Either past or future, either of the two things, because they are both illusions. They don't exist anymore. So because of that illusion, it creates the unbalance in us.
Yeah.
If we are in the present, by being in the present, we are actually connected to the ultimate expression of the creator, whom we call God. When we are in the present, then only we are connected. There is no other way to connect.
Yeah.
Right? And he has given such simple examples. So if you want to say, for example, switch from, you have now identified that I am either in the past or in the future. How do I switch to the present? Easiest method is sit and put all your five senses, activate your five senses to sense right now what is happening. What sounds am I hearing? What smells I am smelling right now? What am I seeing right now? The moment you focus your senses to what's there right now, you will come back into the present. Like we do in meditation, you bring your awareness to the breath. Same thing, bringing the awareness or your five senses to the present moment will bring you to the present. And when we practice this constant withdrawal into the present from past or future, we start remaining more and more in the present. And as we remain in the present, we are constantly connected with the creator, the creation. That is what my understanding of God is. Everything around me is God only. The flowers, the leaves, the trees, the plants, the earth, the mountains, the everything, right, is expression of God only. And the moment I begin to recognize that, it's so easy for me to come back into the present.
See,
Right?
when you recognize, it's easy to get connected.
Yes, exactly. And that comes from accepting the very fact that this is what God is actually,
Yes.
right? Expressed in so many ways. Like me, I am one of those expressions, but everything else too is the same. And
Wow.
that's how we know God is omnipresent, This
Yes.
is how I have understood
That,
omnipresence.
that is right. That is right. That is how it is.
So being in the present helps us
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely.
See, always people say, watch your thoughts. That's not that easy. Watching the thoughts also is not easy.
Hmm.
Aware of your thoughts, people say, to be in the present moment.
Hmm.
But that's not that easy.
Yes. And that for that in the unified chapter 21, he has given us a technique. Create a signal with your higher self of negative negative aspect. So if I am having negative thoughts, my higher self should trigger the signal automatically, and that signal should alert me that I am not there.
Mm.
So that signal is what we are practicing in this chapter 21. So that's a easier method, that even if you lose your awareness, that signal will make you aware that your mind is drifting. It's going into unbalance. So this is how it unified program helps me in kind of finding an easier way out, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. That's amazing. I mean, we always talk about present moment awareness and all, but that will connect to be in that Turiya state. I mean,
Yes.
Mm,
Yes.
yeah. So this part is
Yeah, that will broaden your state of
Horizon.
existence. So,
yeah, yeah,
whatever is sitting in Turiya, a portion of it is becoming manifest as far as you are concerned. Because Turiya will never change.
Yes. Correct.
right.
If Turiya
Absolute.
is equal to,
It
you want a
absolute.
mathematical equation, Turiya is equal to manifest plus unmanifest, right?
Yeah, that's present
Now,
moment.
unmanifest will always be there, even if a degree of unmanifest has moved into manifest. So, Turiya, a simpler equation is manifest plus unmanifest is equal to Turiya,
Yeah.
Yes.
right? That will be the best way to define Turiya from a practical perspective.
Correct.
Yes, sir. And also probably we can say, as Shailesh ji said, present moment plus awareness
Yeah.
And acceptance.
and
See,
yeah.
yeah. So think of a situation where, let's say, you are going to a party. You
Mm-hmm.
go into a party, there is so much noise happening, there's so many people talking constantly, there is something which is not your normal. Now you go into that thing, and now you, being a person who remains in the present, will begin to connect to all that is going on around there, right there in the present, right? Now, with all that, when you have that sense of acceptance that this is also an expression of God, all that is an expression of God, this is coming from the love, this is creation of love. When you accept it that way and go in that environment, you will be that yogi who is not impacted, who is simply feeling love from all that's going on in the present moment there.
True. But if there is, for example, I mean, maybe not a party or some movie or something, if there is some kind of crime or some,
Hmm.
they say that don't take it inside, you just watch it as a witness, right, sir? I mean, if you're accepting, do you think it might go into subconscious?
Don't confuse, don't
It will,
confuse
it
between
will.
accepting and agreeing. You may not agree with it,
Mm.
but you can accept, yes, that's what it is.
No, you may not even accept it. Even then, it will go and register itself in a few of your memory cells.
Hmm.
Yeah, movies and parties also, like where we are not aligned
Correct.
with them.
But
They're talking all nonsense and politics and all. We don't need to hear all that, but we are still seeing them or we are in that group. How does it
no,
impact?
that is why they say where your awareness goes, energy
Energy.
goes.
in-
Right?
Right. So it's better to come out of there, or I know we are not there in that yogi level.
I am not going to recommend coming out. Why? Let me tell you.
You cannot.
Mhm.
The
You-
simplest this way, you cannot come out.
yes.
You
Your
can control
experience.
all your consciousness is what you can control.
Mm.
Yes.
Just
We we have
And
to
till when do
learn
you
to
control?
accept.
And till when do you control? Till you have handed over that control mechanism to your body, which means you have converted it into from a voluntary function, you have converted it to an involuntary function, which means you have made it a habit.
Mm.
So as you make it habit, sadhana converts it into a habit and hands it over to the involuntary function. That helps you raise 1 degree of consciousness.
But in case of Patriji, he always used to watch news, it seems, uh, and then games,
Yeah,
cricket, cricket and other games. But he was not affected. He was
Yeah.
so at his level, it was okay. It's okay.
And we all are at
no,
that level.
see, why are you watching is not the question. Are you impacted is the
That's
question.
what I'm saying. He was not impacted at his level, but for us, I don't think, I can once,
Why,
like,
there are people who, during World Cup and all, there are people who have left this world because of the emotional attachment they have had to cricket.
yeah,
Yes.
People have suffered heart attack because
Hmm.
their expectation was in one direction, the result was in another direction. They couldn't take it.
What we are learning through these experiences is what Patriji was doing was he was
Correct.
testing his being in harmony with the present.
Exactly.
If we are in harmony with the present is the God. If you
That
are in
was part of
harmony with
his
the present,
sadhana.
yeah, that
It
is
was
sadhana.
part of his sadhana. Yes.
Exactly. So in environments where people are talking politics, people are doing whatever, they are criticizing people, whatever is going on, when we learn to be in harmony with that, that will come from acceptance. Accept it the way it is.
yeah,
We may not agree with it. That's fine. My free will is with me. I use my free will not to associate with it, but at the same time, I see it as it means the event,
yeah.
that atmosphere, that environment, as an expression of God coming from the element of love.
Hmm.
That is harmony.
See,
So
in that case,
basically, oneness. Again, back to oneness.
Exactly. Harmony means no resistance, right?
yeah,
No resistance means no ripples,
yeah.
no vritti.
Right. Sir always talks about a lot of movies too. Even GK sir all actually I heard he watches at least one movie or something every. I used to think how do they get time to watch movies? But I mean that's a different topic I guess. But still, uh, I think what you said makes sense. Either they're testing their consciousness by being in that state and watching it, or taking sometimes Patriji or DK sir, I think I don't know who said in what video or something. In movies also, every character they used to like take it whatever is like good from that character, and I mean initially my concept of movie was totally different, but when I keep hearing Patriji talking about movies and GK sir talking about movies, it's always like I don't know how they do it. So, but I think when you said it's accepting and being in oneness, probably they are in that state and watching the movie.
Okay, and you are too. And let me explain to you what you are doing on earth. What is this Surekha? Do you know?
This is a movie.
I will explain to you. Chandra sir has made it so clear in my head now.
Yes,
In
sir.
the Akashic record,
Uh,
there are all those possibilities that exist already, the past, present, and future. Everything is there. Now,
right.
a soul is reading, is picking up one of those characters and going into that character to experience it, and that becomes Surekha.
Hmm.
So that manifest is Surekha, right? So someone has gone into that character and experiencing how that character would experience life. So it's almost like picking up a book and getting into the book's character and becoming the character and experiencing that.
Yeah, yeah.
No, here,
But experience,
here,
but leave it again. You don't carry those.
no,
I think.
Exactly, you will leave
here
it.
I would like to add something
Hmm.
to complicate matters. I love complicated.
You
Right?
already complicated, sir.
See, I had recently posted a book on soul contract decoded, along with a few videos. Right? When if I look at it from a very different perspective, as I read more into it, what I am understanding is when we take birth,
Hmm.
we have got our entire life is driven on a tripod. But two distinct phases of a tripod. The legs of the tripod is our karma, our talent, and our goal. Okay. Now these three parameters are distributed into two components. One is at the physical level of existence. The other one is at the spiritual level of existence. As a result, what we are getting is, we have got 6 apexes, right? Now, we have two numbers of energy frequencies which defines these 6 aspects. Okay. Now, each frequency, the interpretation of the frequency is in the Hebrew language. Why Hebrew? Because the character and the sound of that character have the same frequency in Hebrew. That's what I'm given to understand. Or they sound similar or whatever it is. That tells us everything about ourselves. Right? That tells us about when it is karmic, it is the lessons that we have created for our life, this life. To achieve those lessons, there are certain talents that are inherent. Relates to the breakup of the causal body. Wisdom, the talent with which you are equipped, versus the lessons that you have to learn.
Correct. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now, if you have these two, the third one is at the degree of consciousness, you know what is the goal that you have for each of them. Right? Now the scenarios, how will they manifest? Beautiful logic. I mean, I love that book. What is he saying? He says, if you want to learn a lesson, where will you start? Logically, if you think, you will start at exactly the opposite end of the goal. Right? You will start at the opposite. So the scenario that you create for yourself in life is, you will create just the opposite scenario. The most painful of it.
Yes.
Right? You start in the execution path. Where will that take you? That will take you to your goal. That will give you the wisdom. That will enhance your skill. Right? Yes. So, can you define your life and understand and decipher what is what in your life by knowing all these things?
See, that's why after reading the soul contract, whenever my husband gets upset, okay, I brought him, to teach me. I should not get upset.
Everything completely goes for it.
So I used to think, no, I am the one. I requested him to bring him. I brought him into my life to learn lessons.
So if it is not impacting you, you have finished that lesson. Well, कहाँ से कहाँ पहुँच रहा है ये discussion समझ में नहीं आ रहा.
So we should come to a point where nothing impacts us. Then everything settles.
Then we'll be yogis.
But this book is wonderful. If you want to understand yourself from a very impersonal way, this book is the book.
See, one more thing. After reading the soul contract book, also we don't judge alcoholics. We don't judge.
We won't,
anybody.
because those are all lessons they have created for their progression.
They brought for their soul progression, for to help them out, to experience that they brought into their life. So that is the understanding we get it. So we just don't unnecessarily go in and analyze the situation and why they are like that, why they are doing this.
And that is what Seth's
Amazing.
knowledge is, right? We create our own reality.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Sir,
That
even it's for kids also. Maybe is it 13 or 14? What age is it? Like after 13 or 14, is it there?
Which
Like, kids,
the
especially
moment they
youth.
have taken birth, the moment they have
No,
taken
no. I
birth.
think it comes to even parent dharma or duty, right? To tell them the time when we
No, no,
stop.
no. Your job is to see what is the contract you have had with your child. Are you aware of what it is? If you are conscious of what you have agreed with your child, right?
Mhm.
You are here to empower them to reach their goal.
Hmm. We
That
are
is one of
Okay.
your goals. That is
facilitator.
one of your own goals.
Hmm.
That is why when you go to certain astrologers
Mm.
who are really wise, they will look at their chart and tell about you. And they will look at your chart and tell about them.
Hmm.
Oh,
How is that? Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
they
Who
will
was
look at
speaking
our
about
chart and tell
Nadi?
them. Okay.
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
You
From
can.
yes, I
Today,
studied.
I didn't
Saileshji
know about
was
that.
telling about this only in Unified
Huh.
Astrology.
I studied for a short time about astrology, just
No, I didn't study,
fundamental
sir.
knowledge.
I hate astrology because all those people who give us this one, the only positive thing I take is, in your chart, so and so is there, you will have to achieve it. Right? They open up our thinking, period. You don't go beyond that.
No, I would not go to an astrologer. That's why I studied myself. Because astrologers, you don't know what they know and you don't know what their motivation is, right?
Yeah,
Most of them are in
true.
commercial mode and they are cheating most of the people. So I wanted to study because when there is a knowledge in Vedas, I want to respect, fully understand why did it go into Veda?
Right.
It must be something great. And my understanding when I read about astrology, I studied for 3 months. When I read about it, I got to know that the astrological science contains nothing else but knowledge of life.
Exactly.
That chart with 12 houses in there,
Mm-hmm.
you from your chart, I can not, I don't do that. If I knew enough, I could tell you about not only you and your husband and your children, but also your parents, your in-laws, your friends, your neighbors.
Wow.
Mm.
Even
Wow.
your
No,
neighbors,
actually,
I can
sir,
tell you about them if I know
now the
enough.
cat is out of the bag,
Hmm.
right? Since you said that, you can do the same thing with the soul contracts decoded also.
Beautiful.
And this is where he explains that it is not we as parents who choose the name for the child,
Uh, correct. Yes.
right? The
Yes.
name of the child encoded in the form of frequencies
Hmm.
is already done by them before they are born,
Absolutely. Yes. Agreed.
right? Then we try to influence it,
So they choose their own
right?
name, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's what they
Yes.
say in the soul
Yes.
contract.
Yeah. And
Mm.
there's
Not
a
only
reason
they're
why.
choosing, the frequency of those letters will
Mm-hmm.
be the ultimate frequency of the name that you give them will be in tune with the name that they have selected when it comes to the frequency.
Yes.
And the soul contract is entire decoding only from the name that has been given to them.
I think we should do a series on
Wow.
soul contracts, sir.
Yeah.
There's a lot
Oh,
to know there also.
I
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
Our, our
Yeah,
names,
Raghu.
our names usually the name is more like a, if you have done coding or IT people
Mm.
will understand. In the code we put flags,
Yeah.
right? Under a certain situation, that flag will go on or
Mm.
off, right?
Mm-hmm.
In coding we do that. So our names are flags, they are clues to something that we need to At some point in our
Actually,
life,
these
they will
I was
trigger
telling
something.
you,
Yes, these
the
are clues.
the 6 aspects of our life are derived from the name.
Yes.
Yeah, Raghu, you're asking something.
Yes, sir. I would like to share about that astrology because it is lot of components are there. It is not 100% there, but it is the guidance. Even in sometimes when the patients are coming, even for the 10 days child, I got an emergency call, and it is not only child. Even lot of other components are there. Even
Yes.
even the 3 years, 8 years. So even when Shailesh sir is sharing about that astrology, even out of the 12 house, which sun is this sun belongs to which house when they born. So according to that, it is in a diagnostical opportunity only. It is not the final. But when I tested lot
Sir,
of
it will
times, it's
never be
matching.
final. No.
Yeah,
All these will never be final
it
because
is a guiding factor.
those are all
Yeah.
potentials. No.
Yes.
All
Yes.
those can be considered as potentials
Yes.
because everyone is equipped with what is
Free will.
known as a free will.
Free will.
Yes.
Right? That
And
is why it is never be
yes.
absolute. It will never be
Yeah.
absolute.
Yes. And it is not that final. You are 100% right, sir. It is a guiding. I will take only the guiding factor. I
No,
never say this
you
is the reason.
can. Exactly. See, those are all. That's why this soul contract, I started enjoying it because, right, the free will is given a lot of importance. Those are all becoming potentials.
Yes.
So you can rewrite a soul contract even after you are born.
Yes.
Correct.
And that is the
Yeah.
power of free will.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sir, in this week, I got 2 miracles. One lady called me and she want her daughter back. What I say is, instead of your daughter, you required healing. But she never say she was suffering. And now yesterday she sent that message, all my body pain gone. Because she was carrying everything and her entire life is the daughter who got married with somebody and she should come back like that. Now, yesterday she gone and met. Now she is feeling very relaxed. Even I have not seen their daughter. I have not seen know about the lady also. What I came to know is this is I won't say this is the astrology or something. Everything is having some cause and effect. So instead of deciding that, okay, it may be some one more thing. Why not that? Sir. So that it is an amazing. Even the soul contract is the base. Thank you.
I just want to explain something about astrology to
Yes, sir.
help alleviate any misconceptions about it. Okay, having studied, now I know that there are 2 aspects to astrology. One aspect is, which is the knowledge part, is it tells us about our life in a condensed cryptic way. Second aspect of it is people have used statistical data to predict. So astrology is not meant for prediction originally. It is a knowledge, it's a science of our life. An example I gave in our session 2 days ago, yesterday, in the group was that in astrology, the second house of a horoscope relates to 2 things. Same house. One is accumulated wealth. Second thing is Vani, our speech. These 2 things work for each other. So if you want wealth accumulated, you have to work on your Vani. Statistically, it has been found that those whose Vani is bad are usually not able to accumulate wealth. These are 2 connections. They are connected, right? So what does it tell me about my life? I need to be alert and conscious of what I'm speaking. and how I am speaking. With what intention am I speaking? So, if I am constantly in a state of love, my speech will automatically become
Wonderful.
beautiful, sweet, nice to hear, right? And what will that do to me? Think about it. When my speech is nice, what am I doing?
Abundance.
Abundance.
Abundance. Wow. Sir, I didn't know about this part.
I
Amazing.
am attracting abundance.
Yeah.
I am in the state of abundance. Then accumulation of wealth is natural.
Mm.
Being in that state of love is the key.
Now, sir, I would like to clarify the word wealth here does not mean money.
Exactly. It's much more than that. Yes, abundance.
Exactly.
That's why I'm
Right.
saying
Because
abundance.
generally, with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
moment
Aishwarya.
abundance means people will directly relate it to
Think about
money.
money.
No,
Yeah.
wealth is not money, it is everything.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah.
we all
Your
need to
state of
understand.
existence will be at a peaceful level. That's it.
Yeah. So this is
Right.
just one example I've said. What I'm saying is we need to have the right perspective of the knowledge given in our Vedas. Right? We should, because people are misusing it, we should not get swayed away from it. That knowledge is meant for us only, and we can use it if we understand it.
Yeah.
Right? That's what. So, astrology is a beautiful science if we know about it. And don't worry about prediction part of it. Predictions will always be they are statistical information, statistical data. There will always be a probability of success, right? So can't always be 100%. But that's a derivative. It wasn't meant to be that way. People are using it for prediction.
I agree with you, sir. It is not that astrology. It is the person who is doing. He may be having the off knowledge. Even Chandra sir explains about the spiritual tablet. One of the harm is that off knowledge. Thank you.
Yes, yes, agreed. Yeah.
See, that is why how smart a person is, if he cannot get along with people at his work, he gets fired. That, you know,
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Vani.
proper, yeah,
Vani.
warning, proper speech and proper communication, very
And the
important.
word, and it is more about when we say Vani, in Vani means much more than the words.
Yes,
Right? It involves the tone of speech,
yes.
the feeling delivered with the speech, right? Everything is included there.
Yeah.
So this is just one example. All those 12 houses in that little chart, they are very powerful if you understand it. Very powerful.
And
And
when we say house, the first house keeps changing. It is not consistent.
It is a snapshot of the placement of planets at the time of birth.
At the
Just a
time of
snapshot.
birth. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a
It is
blueprint of your birth. It's a
exactly.
blueprint of your birth.
And what does it represent? It represents your state of karma when you were born.
Correct.
That's the plan with which you came.
But
Then
the way I am relating, is after going through this numerology stuff and soul contract decoded, right? Both of them are giving you the same thing: the strengths, the lessons you need to learn, and your goals in life.
absolutely correct. Perfect. That's the picture. And
Correct.
that information people use to extrapolate future.
Correct.
But
Then everything lies within that. The services that you have to do, right?
yes,
Help somebody. Although from Bhagavad Gita you can derive all those entities.
correct. Yeah. Yes. Our accumulated past is what is represented on that chart.
No, past as well as future, sir. All the three karmas are there. Because you are also able to define a goal based on your karma.
Probability of future is there.
Yeah.
Probability.
No, see, that is the potential. The chart is only the potential.
Yes.
Again, free will has a role to play in terms of what you can do with it.
Yes.
See, that is basically the soul contract what you brought, but always you have a free will to change.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. Everywhere free will is active.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Where is this Seth taking us? I'm not able. He's taking us all over.
We haven't started the Seth book yet. We are just in QA
No,
with
Introduction.
the
Like
author.
that.
You know,
And
actually,
here itself
this
we are gaining
Q&A,
so. Hmm.
no, Kirti, this Q&A is a synopsis of many of the books
Books.
by Seth.
Yeah. He says about
These are
time,
all,
over soul,
yeah.
karma.
No, all these were the questions on which Seth gave the wisdom.
Hmm.
Okay. These are as individual sessions.
Hmm.
Right. So out of these, related stuff have been brought out as 11 or 12 books.
Oh.
Okay. So some are nature of personal reality and all, but all these are individual topics on which he gave the lecture. So when you open any book, he will refer it to, he will have the signature of which class, when, and all that he would have given in that.
Right. Yeah. I feel like
Set
we know
material. He
everything,
calls
but
that.
set material. Early sessions. Early
Yeah.
sessions are there. Yeah. I feel like, oh, we know this question answers he discussed already. This is everything we know. When we sit and talk, there's something new to again discover
No,
here.
see, no, that is what I told you, right? When we read something, that is what pushed me. I don't know from where, which part of the universe pushed me. It said you are only knowing 30% of what is there, and you need 360 degrees, right? Why 30%? Because the eye can only appreciate, and what we appreciate in the physical world is only by means of the eyes. What we read, what we hear, all these senses, right? So collectively, the senses are able to give you only 30%. So where is the rest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we are reaching that rest also, all of it.
No, we won't. We won't. That is the Turiya.
Yeah. Yeah, to understand that topic has come up maybe. There's more to learn, more to
I
know.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody has any more question?
Yeah, it is the more to experience. Lot of time we know,
Exactly.
are we
Yeah.
experiencing?
And that's what even in
Very
that
true.
Thinking and Destiny book, where what we read, he said, even though there are sentences saying, oh, this is it, just by reading it, you don't get anything.
You don't get anything. In fact, if you read Thinking and Destiny, you really don't get anything.
First of all, it's hard to understand his terminology.
No, now the set sessions are helping us to understand thinking and destiny. That's what
that is
I
true.
feel.
Now at least, initially it was so confusing, all his words, all terminology, and also his sentences are so long, it's very confusing. Ramakrishna sir says, the way there is a saying that నీ ముక్కు ఎక్కడ ఉంది అంటే ఇలా చూపిస్తారు కదా అలాగా, but the way he explains, it is not like this. He comes and very round like this.
You beat
So
about the bush and then come to the point.
yeah, like 3-4 sentences without any period, and like it's confusing with all that
And there is a
different
para
terminology.
itself which runs into 7 or 8 lines without a comma, without a full
Ah,
stop.
my God.
In
Yeah,
fact,
there.
we got fed up after chapter 7. Chapter 8 we started, but I don't know. Mother Nature was not allowing us to progress. It took almost 3 months. So
Oh,
in that 3 months, we went to other books, Serpent Rising and whatnot, We
And
went
then
there. What we learned there, we came back. Now we are able to appreciate what
understood.
is there.
again,
That's the
chapter 8.
reason the detour was, that's why there to get this information took you there.
No, but then there
Everything
also
is.
universe helped me a lot because it went on guiding me with books.
Mm.
They are coming from every source I could think of. Some in the dream, some in somebody will send a message. Sir, I want this book. Do you have it?
Ah,
Or then you will search what is this book, what is it all about, and all. Oh, this is what we should read. So one chapter in that book would have been over, and then some other book will come up. Right? All these are actually universe's messages to us. We don't look at it that way. There is a lot of hidden guidance in all these sequence of events. That is what I learned.
very true, sir.
Because
That's how
otherwise,
the sessions are started. Set sessions. There is
yeah, otherwise,
strong guidance.
before in Thinking Destiny, when he was talking about noetic destiny, okay, and psychic destiny, mental destiny, he was talking and it was so confusing. And then Chandra sir, after reading all these books, then we said, okay, after the second time when we are reading this, it's much more clear.
Mm.
No, for us, after reading, if it is taking so much time, how much time did it take for
Rather,
the author to put all this together in a sequence?
he
That book
must be
was written for
very.
almost 32 years. No,
Yeah.
Thinking and Destiny is a book that took 32 years to compile with everyday full work.
My God.
How did he manage to live that long doing only this book? That is another question.
It's almost 1,000 pages, 800, close to 800.
No.
Uh, uh,
The second edition is 724 with the same content. The first book is 1080 pages, 1080.
Yeah,
Why? Even
even
when we did the Nature of Personal Reality, it was some 700 and odd
oh, yeah,
pages,
yeah.
right?
Oh my God, that's also, I mean, even for me, that also initially it was so difficult, his
I
language.
know.
What
We
is this
got so
multi-dimension?
overloaded with that Nature of
See,
Personal Reality that we drifted into the trilogy of Shirdi Sai Baba, the
yeah,
Fakir.
Fakir. Fakir.
oh,
First book was
nice.
personality, that Seth
I
book.
know.
It was
The
so
very first book
confusing.
was this one. The first
Oh,
book of the group was You Are the Placebo.
Oh, I was
And
not
while
there.
doing You Are the Placebo, I finished all the Joe Dispenza books. And
When
from
I
there
managed,
went on to, they said, no, let me start this Thinking and the Nature of
Seth book,
Personal
Nature
Reality.
of Personality. Then I joined after a couple of
No, that was
chapters.
the first book as an independent book club that we started.
You see, at that time, now I know it's at that time when he was talking about we always he keeps saying we are in multi-dimensional. Everybody was confused. What is this? What is he talking? Because he didn't explain exactly how we exist in different dimensions.
yeah. In the Q&A
No,
here
but
also,
then,
he says that the blink in, blink out. You are in this physical plane, then you just close your eyes, you will be in other plane. This is
no,
what.
that's happening with us every time.
Hmm.
Then later on, I realized that Joe Dispenza talks about every 7 seconds, you are in and out of the body. So I was wondering, what is that? That is nothing but our breath.
Oh,
Oh my God. Okay.
Because with breath, what is going out, that is again coming because of thinking and destiny. There are 4 components of the body. The cervical, the
Abdomen.
cranial, cervical, abdominal, and pelvic, right?
Mm.
All the organs are there. We are breathing out and breathing in. Pancha pranas, right? Prana, apana, udana, samana, vyayana. Each one is going to one of these components. That means it is loaded with that material that goes into these. And these four cavities, each one has got one element which is feeding it. That is related to the chakras. Oh my God, it's all crazy. It's
Wow.
beautiful.
Yeah, we'll come there, sir. We'll go to chakras.
We
We'll
will
go
go
to
beyond it.
nadis.
No, no.
That's
Yeah,
just
we'll
a
go.
physical. Yeah. Yeah, so much to learn. But yeah, so far, a lot of things have come. We have some certain clarity on certain things.
No, this picture of this universe itself took a long time for us to understand.
Oh yeah, I mean, initially it was so confusing. I mean, even now still, because his picture, it's for him also it's difficult to put a picture of all this together. He keeps saying spheres, words, whatnot, you know, like
Planes,
planes.
states, substates.
Yeah. There are so many things, and you know, circle, circle over circle.
No, circle over circle is his representation for our understanding.
Yeah, and then in
Otherwise, it
that,
doesn't have shape.
yeah, in that manifested, unmanifested, half manifested, half unmanifested in each one.
Correct.
But it's amazing how much for us to digest this material, it is
Now
taking
I
so
am
long.
able to understand why Patriji said that is going to be the Bhagavad Gita of day-to-day life in future.
A lot to decipher from that. The Thinking and Destiny book.
Yeah, plenty. And it is a very, very slow book. If you are going to start that, right, it will need at least 2 years to do it properly.
Yeah, it's
This
one
model
of
that
my
you have
goal.
adopted is good. Pardon?
That's one of my goal. I will go there someday.
We will go
But for
beyond that,
Kirti,
don't worry.
maybe
Yeah.
it will be easier after listening to some of this jargon,
Yeah.
some of this terminology.
I will join Kirti garu. I haven't started thinking and destiny. I know sir started twice, but I was like hesitant to join because I know it's very dry. Thinking and destiny.
It's not dry. It is not dry. It is very heavy.
Yeah.
It is
So
not
probably say
philosophy. Actually, that entire book is science.
Yeah.
Nothing in that is philosophy. And the problem is, if it is philosophy, we can condense it and make some meaning. Unfortunately, there every line has got a meaning. So if you try to condense it, it is huge. Condensed format will be like what happens between when you take a Word document and convert it to PDF, the size increases. It will be like that. The condensation will have that kind of an effect.
See, beautiful thing is he connects the human body to nature. In his
Yes.
book,
Mm.
Purusha Prakriti, how it is connected.
We know
See,
they are
That
connected, but
we
we
can
don't know
get
how
only
they are
if we
connected.
that is what I'm saying.
No.
See,
We hear a
if
lot
you
of these
read the
words.
Vedas,
Yeah.
see the Vedas
Mm.
actually were explained wide Upanishads.
mm,
Right? Vedas comes first and then Upanishads. So the 18 are 18 different interpretations of various writers.
no, those are Puranas. 18 are Puranas.
No, even Upanishads are how many?
No. Upanishads are several, but only
Many
10.
are there, sir.
There are many, 100 and more than 100.
Yeah, a lot.
No, but
But
then
the important ones
the
are few,
core one important is 18, I
10.
think.
10.
probably. Yeah.
No, not generally. Adi Shankaracharya wrote for 10. 10
Ah.
important ones.
But then they are also, they are more of interpretations of their understanding of the Vedas.
Upanishads. Yeah. Upanishads.
Yeah.
See, mainly the
Right. So
essence.
as the moment that interpretation comes in, the problem is it is one perspective.
Yeah.
So we miss out on the other perspectives.
No. That's why all the Upanishads, there is a dialogue between Guru and Sishya, but finally the essence is same. Finally,
Like Manduk Upanishad, Upanishad, right? What is that, Swamiji? Ramakrishna Mission.
oh yeah,
Chinmayananda,
Paripurna,
no, I have it.
Sampurnananda, is it? No.
Swarupananda.
There are so
Swarupananda.
many.
No.
They have.
Swarupananda, his lectures are among the best I listened to.
Swarupananda is Chinmaya's head, sir.
Sarvapriyananda. Sorry.
Sarvapriyananda.
Oh,
Oh,
Sarva
he's so
Priyananda.
good.
Yeah. He's on YouTube.
If you want to understand Manduk
But
Upanishad,
he's not. It
he
doesn't
is the
belong.
one.
He doesn't belong to Chinmaya. He's
Yeah,
like
yeah, he
No,
Ramakrishna
doesn't
he is
Mission.
belong. Yes,
Ramakrishna.
yes.
He is
Ramakrishna
Ramakrishna
Mission.
Mission.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sarvapriyananda.
I heard a
And
lot of
he
his
has written
lectures.
an interpretation of Who Am I that people should read. Wonderfully written.
Yeah, he's very good. He's the
Yeah.
one who did his master's in philosophy at Harvard. Yeah, the
He
way he
was in
explains.
It is
Austin
after doing his
just a
MTech
month
from
back, sir.
IIT.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. He was in
No, he is
Austin a month back.
No, he operates out of New York, right?
Yeah.
So basically, he's
And
tied up with the Vedanta Society of New York, I think.
Mhm.
And in
no, that is
Austin, we
nothing
have
but it is.
yeah,
No, that Vedanta Society is a Ramakrishna Mission
right.
entity.
So in Austin
He
also there is
actually
some
is
kind of
from
related.
Bengal.
Yeah.
He is from
Yeah.
Bengal and who grew up in Orissa. He is a graduate and a postgraduate in technology
Yeah.
who suddenly decided to leave everything and go into spirituality. So he started as a monk at the lowest level.
Yes.
And very
Youngest
soon he
monk.
came up and
Yeah. But I think he kind of explained his journey also a little bit. I think all these sages,
Yes.
gurus, it's not that easy. They have achieved that level of whatever the consciousness or wisdom, knowledge. Every guru went through lot of troubles, lot of challenges, and they have got there. So I think he was giving some examples how he lived in Himalayas, what all he has to face. So I think the same case with Chinmayananda also. All these gurus go a lot of even though they chose to be monk and spirituality, even in that guru shishya sambandha, that's what I felt like. Even as a student learning under a guru also, they go through lot of exams, I would say. Yeah, pariksha, to get to that state. So we are like, we are in still samsara doing all these chores, family and all. We are nowhere, I know, not comparing, but totally different concept, I guess. But it was very good, sir. His lecture was amazing. I could see him personally. I'm blessed to heard him actually here in Austin. He's very good.
And Raghu, body is not 1 out of 12. The soul in the body is 1 out of 12. Just a correction. I just opened up the questions. So what next?
Sir, one topic is there, but I know it's, I think, very late for Kirti Garu. It's 11 in the night, I think, for them. We can take this next week. Or
Just
What is the
later.
question?
question comes to same kids like Dharma, where Dharma and I think for me the confusion comes especially when it comes to kids. How much we have to tell, how much we shouldn't tell, what is our duty, and where to draw that thin line, that clarity. How, I mean, of course, we know, we hear so much of all this. We know we have to tell them and enough. But again, they are in their own world. I mean, it's not about my kids I'm talking about in general, all the youth. We are seeing so much of disconnected with the parents, or disconnected with, they are in their own world with all, I mean, we can't say they are on the phones all the time. Maybe they are doing something good, or I know they are crystal children and they are already in higher stage of consciousness more than us. But how much we are just like witness them, see them, just accept them the way they are, and just tell them one time, two times, and then just go with the flow. I think this is what
Yeah,
I understood, but at the
and
same
the
time,
simplest answer to that I will give you right away.
okay,
You are committed to guiding them to achieve their goal. Okay.
committed in the sense,
End
what
of
are
the.
we doing, sir? We are just
That is
observing
what
them.
your contract with your kids is. That is the contract you have drawn with your kids. Before the kids were born, the mother has a, in the third trimester of her pregnancy, she has a number of meetings to agree on the contract with the child to be born. Okay.
Yeah,
In that, the agreement is the child says, this is what I want to achieve in this lifetime. The mother says, I will give you the support that is required.
okay.
That becomes the contract that you have drawn with the child. So you need to stay aligned to that contract that you have drawn.
But
So
the
how do you
child,
get to know that? Yeah.
child may
I
not
mean,
know what is good, what is not, or the experience. Is
from
it
whose
okay to
perspective
tell?
are you talking about? Do you know what is good or what is bad? Just think deep. We think we know. We think we know. Even we don't know.
Yeah.
What is good, what is bad? There is nothing like good or bad, right?
Yes, you're right.
You are talking about morals.
Mm.
You are talking about ethics, which is part of the physical world. Written traffic signals. What
Right.
does it teach us? Right? There is a moral, there is a spiritual. Correct?
Yes,
Spiritual is real, moral is reflection or shadow. Correct?
Yeah.
Right? So, in terms of you are preparing them for 30 years from today, not for today. Maybe you will be with them and they will be with you for 30 years. Okay?
Okay.
After that, we don't know where we are.
Yeah.
So you have undertaken to help them survive. That becomes your duty. Telling them becomes the necessity. Like I remember, I've lived in the hostels all my life. So what I understood is, I used to go to my father and say, Dad, the school is reopening tomorrow. I am not wanting to go now. I will go 1 week later. What would he say? He'll say, son, it's your life, you decide. Now, here, if you go tomorrow, these are the benefits, these are the losses. If you go 1 week later, these are the benefits, these are the losses. You take a decision.
Yeah.
And the way he painted the picture to me was invariably, I would have chosen, I left the house the very next day. That's how the whole thing works.
Right. But how beautifully you have here now in spiritual journey. So I think that's what you just, they are here to for some purpose. I mean, everybody, of course, not just kids.
Correct.
You just think that whatever they are doing or all this youth, uh, they have some purpose. But again, like in our spirituality or meditation, they say like, teach meditation or guide or tell them the spiritual concepts and all that. If they are not willing to listen, we just, okay, just back off, I guess. Yeah. I know this
So
concept
Kirti
is
is
too big.
not saying no to the session. She's not putting an end.
It's
But
11.
Kirti, you want to go on? Then we can start the next chapter also.
Sir, I am in the learning of negative level. I know nothing. Whatever you are speaking, I'm just listening. I'm just whatever gets in my head gets in. But over the time, I will probably asking questions. You told me to start a group when I know nothing.
Hmm.
Yeah, you told me to start a group when I know nothing. So
That's when you learn. Why do you think I started book club? Was it for what do you call disseminating my understanding? No. I wanted to learn, so I started the book club.
I first
Because
time
it forces you to learn. It forces you to read. And after that, the body takes over. You are able to put two things from here, two things from there, and come up with a third concept. That's how
This
we
is
learn.
why maybe Patriji says when you learn A, teach A. That is where you learn.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you do that thrice, four times, fifth time, you don't have to do it.
Mm.
That
Natural
energy
flow.
that you have created will have a snowballing effect on its own.
Mm.
So Namrata, you should do that.
not
Start
so
your book club. Initially, I will support you.
not so soon, not so.
No. There is nothing like soon or later. It is
I
yesterday.
need to get so much of wisdom first.
No. You don't have to. The book will give you the wisdom. Start with your the placebo, best book. You start, I will support you for some time. Then you will say, I saw you somewhere, I don't need you, you can go. Very soon,
That
Kirti is
would be
going to
never.
tell me that.
Oh no, sir. No. There's ocean of knowledge to
How
learn from all of you.
many people have been? Sanjay, can you close the door?
When I'm hearing you all talk about, we did this session before and we are getting more questions now. So how is it possible? You'll be gaining more and more knowledge and you'll be passing it through.
No, but somewhere you will come to the common basic requirement stage. You would have gone above it. Then the number of questions that I will need to answer will be very few.
Then there'll be some other book which will
There'll
open
be some other
different.
book and then the new knowledge. Then soul
Yeah.
contract will start. But I tell you, the soul contract is a brilliant book.
I'm almost finishing this Spirit World book, sir. After that, then I'll go to Soul Contract.
Laws of the spirit world are
Yeah.
very, very informative for a spiritual journey from a soul
Yeah.
perspective.
Half book I finished, other half
In fact,
I'll.
today in the afternoon at 2 o'clock India time, 2:30 I think, I'm giving a lecture to some other group of spiritual tablets on soul and reincarnation.
Oh,
So whatever I spoke here is my preparation for the next class.
of course, that is how
Super,
it
sir.
works.
You are done preparing.
We are
Yeah.
preparing
I'm
not only
prepared
ourselves,
anytime.
whole consciousness going to get it. That's how
I
things
don't
go.
know. No, they had asked me, I had cancelled it, I had postponed it. Then my other program got cancelled. I was supposed to go to Bangalore. Today
Yeah,
and
you said that
yesterday,
you won't be
yeah,
available this weekend. That's
correct.
what I was thinking. What questions to frame, what we should start.
Okay. And suddenly the Bangalore program got cancelled. So I wrote back yesterday saying, I'm available tomorrow if I have to still speak on this. So that is on the awareness of spiritual tablets. We are trying to create an awareness on the L1 course of this one. So how do I interest people? That's the theme that I have to take.
Mhm.
But I am not informing anybody in the US because the time is very odd.
Mm.
Is this
Almost
for
2:30.
orientation, sir?
Yeah,
Orientation,
this is
L1 orientation.
orientation of people in Australia and all.
Oh, nice. Sir, we are launching PMMA USA in Austin next Saturday. So I don't know if I'll be able to attend. Just want to let you know.
Next topic is
No,
about
this time is very odd.
this
time
one,
is
this
very odd.
session,
tough actually. The timing.
this Saturday 8:31.
Yeah.
This I chose when you and Sailesh ji is available. Only this time is fitting in the frame.
Yeah.
And
No,
we,
you are
we
lucky
see.
that I am an early riser. Otherwise, I would not have
No,
been
that's
available.
how it is designed, sir.
I know.
Now see, it's 11:16. This is when we start at 8:30, it'll go up till now. So that's what I thought. Then this fits there. If we start even late or little early, that's going to be trouble for everyone else too.
No, but it's gone very well. And I'm sorry, Shailesh, I'm keeping you awake.
Yeah, Sailesh, she said he's going to leave actually.
Chalo, let's all leave.
Yeah, it's 11:16
Otherwise,
for me also.
I have the wherewithal to go on up to 2 o'clock. So because 2:30 another session is there.
We'll do Mahashivratri Jagarana with this sometime, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seth, thinking, Parsival, all these people are highly capable. I think we can stop the recording.
Recording. Yeah.